Hello and welcome to Handsome Jack's Kitchen. I am Chef Aiden. Today's meal will be curry chicken with potatoes, rice, and green beans. Let's get to our chicken, folks. Here we go. We got our pieces cut up, washed, and cleaned with vinegar and lemon. I begin to season them now. That, as you saw, was seasoned salt, well, sea salt. And then I put a little bit of Sazon. Go light on that. You don't want to overpower the meal with the Sazon packet. A light sprinkle will do, and that was seasoned salt by Lawry's, followed by some garlic powder. And then I will use onion powder as well. Ground thyme will go on this dish. That also needs to be used in moderation. You don't want to use too much ground thyme. It can be powerful. Black pepper added to our seasoning. And then we're going to get in there and begin to mix our meat. We're going to season everything on one side. So now we come with our main seasoning, which is curry powder, folks. We're going to just season the top layer, mix that in, and then re-season. Show our meat some love. That's what we're going to do here. Get our seasonings mixed in very well. That, as you can see there, I held up as a pimento seed. Some like to call it allspice. Either way, you don't want to chew into that. Either you can ground it up, use it as your seasoning, or leave it whole. Just be mindful that it is in your dish. You don't want to chew into that. All right, we're going to just re-season the other side of our meat with the same seasonings as to achieve maximum coverage. That's what we want to do. Have our food tasting savory and flavorful. All right. There, what you see next to my bowl is my tomatoes, my onions, my garlic cloves, and my celery. At times I do tend to use green onions. Some call them scallions for this dish. I chose to leave them out. You can use them if you'd like. Anything to achieve maximum flavor, that's what we do. Those that you see next to my vegetables that are cut up are potatoes. We're going to add potatoes into this dish. Some like potatoes. We're going to put them in there as a filler. This dish doesn't take long to make, folks. About maybe 30 minutes tops after you wash your chicken. You want to make sure and get just the right amount of coverage of curry on your chicken. Show it some love. Mix it up. Get everything covered. And we get to our pot. Add your vegetable oil. Have your fire up enough for it to begin to sizzle, as you see here, because we're going to brown our meat and it basically fry our meat. But you want to cook your curry down, as you see here. Brown it up a bit. Go light on your stomach, folks. If you don't do that process with your curry before you begin to season it with your meat, you want to watch out. It could be harsh on your stomach. Toast your curry, basically. All right, I put my meat up in the pot. Just the right amount of oil for the amount of chicken that I'm using. I know it may have looked like it was a lot, but it's not. This pot is going to be filled up a bit with the pieces I've cut up. You want to brown each piece. So you let it go for about maybe 3 minutes on one side. Flip them over. Brown the other side. The curry is being created underneath. You don't want to have to add too much water to this dish. Make sure the bottom is doing what it needs to do. But we will add some water because we need it to mix up. It's almost like when water hits flour. It's going to create our gravy, but we're going to be mindful of the amount we use. Add our vegetables. Again, you see celery, onions, garlic cloves, tomatoes. Those are Roma tomatoes or plum tomatoes that you see there. Mix that all in. Get that to frying up as well, or browning as you would call it. Make sure every piece has been able to cook evenly. This is what shortens the cooking time, folks. Now we add our habanero pepper. In this case, I couldn't find Scotch bonnet, folks. When I can get to a farmer's market, hopefully I'll get a nice amount of them and keep them on hand. But we add that. We don't want it to burst. The heat inside lies within the seeds of that pepper, so be mindful. I don't want mine to burst, and I don't want it to get lost. Don't want to lose that at all. So you want to be mindful of your pimento seeds if you keep them whole, and also your Scotch bonnet, or in this case habanero pepper. All right, everything looks to be as it should be. We're going to put our top on that soon. Let it cook up for about maybe another 15 minutes. Come back and check on it like such. All right, I'm adding my carrots. You can do this for color and flavor. It's a vegetable, folks. We try to be healthy sometimes. Put that in there. I'm giving myself the shavings so it gets a bit on every little piece of chicken, basically. And then what I have left from what I did not shave, I'll chop up and add that as well. Waste not, want not. That's what we do. Okay, mix that in with your chicken and your potatoes. That looks nice. It's going to come together really good in a minute. All right, watch those potatoes. You do not want them to cook down to mush, folks. Again, about a half hour tops, you get it to looking like you need it to. Stick a fork in your potatoes, or a knife if you should so choose to, and check to be sure it's done on the inside before you turn your meal off. 30-35 minutes tops. And we're plating here. White rice is what I'd like to go with. You could do rice and beans, or even mashed potatoes. I've seen some do that. But for this dish, plain white rice, and we're going to plate it like this. The gravy is nice and thick, not too thick, but we don't have watery, runny gravy. It's just as it should be, without using too much water. Here we go, folks. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoy this meal. Handsome Jack's Kitchen, Chef Aiden, and as always, love yourself and others. Peace.